Now, when you look at solutions moving forward, I do think that I hope this next year is punctuated with a move towards establishing that commission on radical Islam that the president called for in his campaign. I hope the next year calls for the president beginning to articulate the need to join Muslim reformers. He mentioned that in one of his foreign policy speeches during the campaign, but he's not done so yet as president, as commander-in-chief. I hope we begin to see a transformation to where we start to articulate that those coming in, as the president talked about, the Democrats sat on their hands, about merit-based immigration, ending chain migration, ending lottery-based diversity migration, which doesn't make any sense. We need to allow people to come in that are going to be contributing citizens to our society, that are going to share our values and our social contract. Once that starts to happen, how do we tell the Islamists from the non-Islamists? You need a commission on radical Islam to do that with leading anti-Islamist Muslims. Our reform movement is ready and willing to do that. We have yet to get any significant contact from the Trump administration. I hope next year's State of the Union is punctuated with remarks about that. And yes, I loved seeing our veterans. I loved seeing the North Korean dissident and others. I hope in the future we see State of the Unions with anti-Islamist Muslim dissidents, anti-Iranian theocratic dissidents, anti-Assad, anti-ISIS dissidents, anti-Wahhabi dissidents, and that we begin to distance ourselves from the bizarre friendship. Maybe short-term it makes sense, but the bizarre deep friendship that we have with the Saudi theocrats, the Qatari, the Gulf theocrats, and the military dictators of Egypt and other military regimes. Stability militarily is not stability ideologically. And you heard that here, right? We've talked about that. That stability militarily between governments in the Middle East is not stability ideologically. We need to shift the axis from countering violent extremism, which only helps those guys, those men in beards and the military generals, to countering violent Islamism. And once you start to counter violent Islamism, you have to counter jihad, and the Erdogans, the Khomeinists, the Ikhwanis, Muslim Brotherhood of the world, will vanish in their alliances with you, with us, because they are Islamist.